So it's time to cross-examine the self-proclaimed quick fingers gamble here, which I wonder if she's responsible for slipping the bloody poker chip onto her cousin, which would make more sense than having a dark twist where her cousin's actually guilty. Okay, been a bit, but... Okay, started the night on the casino floor at 8 on the subsidized table. I recall this testimony was fairly straightforward. So you admit you started out on the floor, and later on you moved to the hallway. That's what I believe the person who posed as the victim did. I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. It's impossible for this witness to have been that person. You can't simply forget everything I've just proven. Yes, I can. Watch me. Please pursue a different line of questioning, defense. Without proof, I'm just grasping. I need to come up with something fast. The big twist that came in was that only my cousin's fingerprints were on the ribbon. Cousins and the victims. Which I suspect that might be a Manfred von Karma special, but we can't prove it yet. But... head to the hallway for a bit, seems legit. You didn't see the defendant at all on your way to the hall? He wasn't, say, following you? Ha! If anything, I was following him. I saw him just as I went into the hall. Please spare us with mere floundering while you try to prove your theory. Without evidence, it's useless. He's right. Maybe I should try a different line of attack. That's when I saw the defendant heading for the back room, see? That doesn't sound like something that would be super memorable. What do you know, lady? Nobody ever goes into that back room. It's supposed to be empty. Of course, I'd notice someone going in. And that's all there is to say about that. Until I've got evidence that shows otherwise. I guess he's right. That's weird, I thought. Until you saw the defendant standing by the victim's body. Yeah, that's right. I looked in, saw him from the back, and her on the floor. And the defendant didn't notice you until a second later? Are you ever planning to cease your incessant prattling? Your questioning is worthless. This witness saw what she saw. Let me talk to her. Miss Gamble, hang on a second. What do you want? You're telling me that you looked into the room from the hallway and saw that scene. Yeah, that's right. And add that information to your testimony. Ooh, I smell a hole. So does Von Karma. Please do as the defense requests, witness. I smell our first contradiction of this witness testimony. I took a peek into the room and saw Mr. Bloom standing over the body. And you're certain that's what you saw. I feel like there were 2 points of attack that might come up here. One, the fact that the victim was stabbed from behind, and two, the body being found in such a secluded area, like literally in a small extension of the room away from the door, so you can't see it from the door. And you're certain that's what you saw. Yeah? What exactly is your game here? I'm just trying to make sure you're telling us the truth. I don't tell lies, you know? Yeah. I think I'll be the judge of that. Yes, queen. I just ran past you, knife in hand. Would I be saying stuff that I wasn't completely certain about? You'd be surprised. Is anyone who can corroborate this? All the witnesses in the hallway also witnessed the defendant fleeing the scene. But the knife is kind of an important point. What about the knife? Anyone else see him carrying one? He stuffed it beneath his vest as he was running. How convenient. Let's move on, shall we? Yeah, did they find any blood on him? I'm all alone for this one. Things are looking pretty grim with that ribbon test results. But Miss Gamble pretending to be the victim is the only other possibility I can think of. That means she's got to be lying through her teeth. Alright, let's start with the obvious contradiction. Present the crime scene diagram. You slipped up, Miss Gamble. These lies you've been telling, you haven't thought them through. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Lying just isn't something I do. I disagree. Actually, I think you do it pretty well. Would the court please take another look at the diagram of the crime scene? Diagram again? What's the problem this time? Miss Gamble told us that she peeked into the back room and saw both Miss Wolf and Mr. Bloom. That would imply that she didn't enter the room, that she only looked through the door. And what exactly is the problem here? Look at the way the back room is laid out. Victim was killed around the corner of the room? That's right. Miss Wolf was murdered around the corner by the slot machines. One place you can't see from the door. Well, wait. So? I refuse to believe this is relevant. So? You couldn't possibly have witnessed the scene from where she was. So our friend Miss Gamble is lying through her teeth. That's quite a leap of logic. There are any number of ways you could have seen them. Perhaps the defendant moved the body just out of view. If that's what happened, then why didn't Miss Gamble mention seeing it? Witness, you have to explain this inconsistency. Lying won't be tolerated in this court, understand? Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, poker chips. I wasn't lying, you see? You all just didn't understand what I was trying to say. What? What are you talking about? I've been working at the Lucky Stars for a whole year now. Well informed about all the place's ins and outs. Back room where the murder took place? It used to be 2 rooms. What? Are you serious? That's right. The bar area and the slot machine hall were 2 totally different rooms. I took down the wall between them a long while back, but I always forget. Oh. So when you say you took a peek into the room, you mean... What else? And I looked around the corridor where they were. That's the stupidest explanation I've ever heard! Thank you, Cassie. And yet it's all true. Look it up. You gambled and you lost, lady. Let that be a lesson to you, attorney. Useless questions will get you nowhere. Well then. Well, that appears to have cleared everything up well enough. Hold on a minute. Miss Gamble, you didn't say any of that in your testimony. I'm sure she'll remember to be more prescient in the future. What can I say? I always was way ahead of my time. Damn, she's a cool customer. She'll back up any lie with another lie without skipping a beat. She's obviously hiding something, but I can't quite put my finger on what. Are those poker chips she's holding? If you would change your testimony to reflect this witness, I believe we should continue the cross-examination. Thank you, Your Honor. Now what will this change? And 4. Head the hallway to right. Head to the back room. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like we only have one statement changed. It. Peeked around the corner. Saw the defendant. He must have just killed the victim. Okay, this is the new information, quote unquote. Internally air quoting in the most dramatic fashion possible in my head. Miss Gamble just added. So you were inside the back room. One of them. When you witnessed this? Isn't that a little different from what you were saying before? What makes you say that? The witness is under no obligation to respond to this. She has revised her testimony already. Isn't that enough? He's focused on trying to keep me from getting any further here. So what should I do? Obviously, we press further. I'm not backing down here. You didn't mention anything about being in the room. How many times am I gonna have to explain this? Thought of them as 2 rooms. Don't feed me that crap. Defense! This line of questioning is going nowhere. Ask some new questions or I'll be forced to conclude this cross-examination. Entertaining the idea of giving up yet? Running out of time. Is there really anything left to ask about? I could always ask about the ribbon and try and cast her off guard. Is it too early to reveal my hand there? Or not? Will it bag us out if we keep quiet? Yeah, let's just stay quiet about it until I know what I'm going to do next. Huh. I just want to press this again. Cast your knife. This hasn't changed. Back off. Well, let's go back. Let's bring it up. There's nothing for it. I'm out of options. This is the only way I'll make any progress. Miss Roulette Gamble, does this ribbon look familiar to you at all? Ribbon? Yeah, I do think I've seen that before. Is that Misty's? What do you hope to gain from this, attorney? This ribbon was found in the victim's pocket on the night of the crime. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you, Miss Gamble? Huh. I don't have to tell you anything. But yeah, as it happens, I did see something that might be connected to that. What exactly was it you saw? Mr. Bloom. He was kneeling down and shoving something into her breast pocket. Could have been that ribbon, if that's where it was found. It seems to be very vital information indeed. I'd like you to add it to your testimony if you don't mind. Sure, if it means that much to you. Thinking Von Karma face. Now this, I don't know if this is the statement that we're going to object to, but it recontextualizes this statement. Let's see what we get out of this. But you weren't able to actually see what it was. Unfortunately, no. It could have been any one of our personal effects. About that ribbon. Are you sure that you didn't wear it that night? You're pressing, Cassie. Don't ask us leading questions without the evidence to back them up. Sustained. Let's move on. Now this changes this. He just ran past you, knife in hand. Would I be saying stuff that I was completely certain about? You'd be surprised. And see the knife, slipped beneath his vest as he was running. How convenient. Will this change? No, that won't change. I wonder if we do have to present the autopsy report here. Let's try it. We are wrong. This testimony shows an evidence in the contradiction. I mean, this contradiction shows a testimony in the evidence. You seem to be having some trouble there. Hopefully this penalty will show the contradiction in your logic. Try again, I guess. That was a good one. That was a good one. I wonder if we can do that. Okay, autopsy report here. This changes things. Miss Gamble, didn't I already warn you not to lie? I already told you. You just don't understand. It's not the same thing. So, unlocking that statement about the ribbon changed this statement to the point where we can use the autopsy report on it. Witness. Yeah? Be silent when the attorney is speaking. Ooh. It too, old man? This Von Karma has proven himself willing to acknowledge a valid argument. Miss Gamble, you said you saw Mr. Bloom placing something into the victim's breast pocket. That would imply that she was lying on her back and facing upwards, I believe. Yeah? So what? You also said you saw Mr. Bloom pulling the knife out. She was facing up, so that must mean he pulled the knife out of her stomach, correct? Are you ever going anywhere with this? Look, your story's all well and good. Except she wasn't stabbed in the stomach. She was stabbed in the back! Oh! There we go. Whoa, what? I didn't even notice. Witness, do you have an explanation for such a blatant lie? Aren't you supposed to be on my side anyway? I take no sides. I'm interested only in the pursuit of perfection. And you sully my case with these pointless lies. And don't dodge the question, witness. Why did you lie? Why did you try to mislead us all? Because it's sounding to me like you've got some kind of vendetta against Mr. Bloom. Kind of vendetta that might encourage you to frame him for murder. You're wrong, okay? None of you understand. I say I saw him putting something in her pocket. That's the truth. I really saw that. You can bet on it. But it's impossible, Miss Gamble. The evidence clearly contradicts you. I know I stretched the truth a little, but... A little? You've told this court nothing but clear and obvious lies. I'm gonna have to come out and accuse her now. I don't know if it's the right move, but... I can't let this opportunity pass me by. Miss Gamble. If you can't explain, I'm happy to do it for you. Hell yeah! What do you mean, Miss Bloom? You're the one who killed Misty Wolf, aren't you? You stole her ribbon and posed as her. Then you lied in court to put the blame on my client. I'm the one who killed Misty? She seems genuinely unsettled by that. Well, witness? Well? Do you have a rebuttal? He's genuinely caught off guard. How? How dare you? Misty Wolf was my best friend. Now that she's dead, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You lied on the stand. I'd say that makes you look pretty suspicious. I agree. Tell me something. Why do you think Ben Bloom is innocent? Well, because he's my cousin. I know him. I know he wouldn't do something like that. That's what I figured you'd say. That's what everyone says. Do you have any idea how he treated her? Oh. What? The day when Misty came into the casino and told me she'd met somebody. I was happy for her. Really, I was, but things started getting strange. She told me he was keeping tabs on her. He'd get angry if she went out with friends. Oh my. He started coming to the casino to look for her if she didn't go home right after work. He kept saying she was lucky he cared so much about her. Oh my. Ben? You got something you want to tell us? Finally, she worked up the courage to break up with him, but he followed her everywhere. And he applied for a job at the casino. Ben? I tried so hard to tell them about him, but they were understaffed and they didn't care. I tried to get her to quit, but steady jobs for singers are hard to come by. I knew if we didn't do anything, he would... What was I supposed to do? This is the defendant you're talking about. When I walked in and saw the body, I knew right then that he'd done it. There was no evidence, nothing definitive, so I had to tell the police something. You gave false testimony to the police. And you. It's people like you that let him do this. People that just stand by and say he wouldn't do a thing like that. He ruined her! Misty was so happy, and I watched her fall apart. I saw him eating away at her, trying to snuff her out. It's not fair! Damn it, it's not fair! He can do that and nobody cares! I'm absolutely certain he believes that what he did to her is her own fault. Ooh, baby! Ben, we need to have a talk. Misty deserved better. I don't know what to say to that. Look, if all of you only believe one thing I say, let it be this. I didn't touch that ribbon. Ben Bloom went into that room all on his own. And you're certain of this. I'm certain. Ben Bloom is a monster. And if you get him acquitted, then you're just as bad as he is. Huh. I don't know what to say to that. Well, that was very interesting. Mr. Von Karma, where is the witness? I've allowed her to return to the lobby in order to regain her composure. I do not seek to make this ordeal even more difficult for her. Everything she just said, that was just a sob story, right? To make Ben look bad. It's just that it really didn't sound like she was lying. So you believe her story then, Mr. Von Karma? I do not think she made it up. And you, defense? Do you still think that Miss Gamble is the killer? Well, I think that I don't know what to think. Well, in that case, I believe that this trial has gone on long enough. Witness's testimony proved unreliable, however, and so the problem was whether or not we believe the story she told us, correct? Believe? What we believe no longer has any relevance. We are in the endgame. The only thing that matters now is what the attorney can prove. Regardless of whether the story Miss Gamble just told us is true or not, it's clear that she harbors a grudge against the defendant, hence the lies in her testimony. However, lying does not prove that she murdered Miss Wolfe. If you continue to push your theory that she is the killer, you will need some solid evidence. Yes, that's correct. As the saying goes, evidence is evidence in court. I think it's everything, Your Honor? Not everything is evidence in court, Miss Bloom. Regardless, the attorney will need hard evidence tying Miss Gamble to the murder. Of course, such evidence does not exist. Evidence directly implicates Miss Gamble. Wait a minute. If that's the case, this trial can't go on. The defense can't keep bluffing if there's nothing more to deliberate. That's correct. No new witnesses, no alternate theories. Either the defense can prove Miss Gamble is the true murderer, or they cannot do so. It is that simple. I suppose that's correct, Prosecutor Von Karma. Miss Bloom, do you have a piece of evidence that can establish Miss Gamble's guilt? Your Honor, I have... Can I really do this? The evidence I have, I just feel like something's off about it. What Miss Gamble told us is true. That evidence might also be part of this. Where did this come from? Ben didn't drop it, did he? I want to defend Ben. Of course I want to, but it's a little too convenient. I've never seen that thing before. Ben, you're looking more suspicious. If there's even a chance, possibility that I'm being misled here. We can either show the evidence or not show the evidence. We made a save. I have a feeling this is the good ending, bad ending split. And I'm Ben's lawyer. Can't just abandon him. If it means showing them something I know nothing about. Because it's not really about Ben, is it? That's just what I've been telling myself. It's about him. It's about beating Von Karma because my dad never could. If I present this thing, it'll be to win. Not because of any duty to Ben or the truth. Oh boy. If I present this, we're going off the deep end. It's because I have to beat him. I have to. I have to beat him. I have to do something to stop him. What are you going to do? Dad. Doesn't matter what I do. It just has to be something. I have to beat him in court. Or show them he's not as good as he thinks he is. Or do something. Anything that makes him quit being so damn smug. Dad, you know this isn't healthy, right? You can't just let this control you. What do you know, Cassie? He's ruining people's lives. It's good to see that we're continuing our Ace Attorney online kick of fathers who are far too obsessed with the past. Obsessed with the past beyond a healthy point. He's ruining yours! Can't do it. Can't go through with this. Whoa. Okay, so this is not an ending split, Your Honor. I have nothing to show. What? Nothing to show? But Miss Bloom, you have to show something. Otherwise the trial's over. I understand that, Your Honor. It's just that I'm no longer comfortable presenting it. No longer comfortable? What happened? I don't know, Your Honor. I know exactly what happened. I realized something. Dad would have presented that chip. He wouldn't have cared whether it was right or not. If he saw a chance to beat Von Karma, I knew he would have just taken it. And I'm not like him. I'm not. I'm better. Oh, atta girl. The defense elects not to present any evidence supporting evidence for its theory. As a result, I must reject it and accept the prosecutor's argument. Is it time, Mr. Von Karma? I shall allow you to do the honors, Your Honor. And you, Miss Bloom, I hope you're alright with your decision. I hope your client is alright with it as well. I trust the witness's words had some impact on you, attorney. Yeah. Something like that, I guess. You have no idea what I'm gonna say to Ben. If the alternative is blindly tossing out evidence that might not even be real, there's no question which one I'm doing. So, that's enough. This court sees no more room for discussion. Perhaps another callback to a certain other attorney who presented suspicious evidence. Trying to make the point that I started to make before I got interrupted. I say it's kind of a subtle reference to the whole incident that lost Phoenix Wright his badge. But then again, that didn't really have the narrative device of a parent going down the same path. It didn't have the same hook as that to sort of stop him from going down that path. And it looked legitimate. Fit in as a piece of evidence in the context of the crime. Just the only weird thing about it is that some strange girl gave it to him. And But still, let's say, the comparison doesn't hold up to scrutiny, but it's a nice little dig at the, presenting the super suspicious piece of evidence versus not doing it, and not having a choice in the, Apollo Justice flashback case. And, having a choice in this case, but ultimately having that bit of her past to tell her that, no, I don't want to go down this path. It's nice. It's, in what's ultimately a short period of time, it's really... I guess what's been nice about Cassie all this time is that she feels ultimately, like, really real. Out of her depth a little bit, but still absolutely competent. And reacting to a suspicious piece of evidence exactly how you would expect someone to react to the circumstances, exactly how you'd expect someone to. There's still the question of, if we didn't hear that story from Roletta, would we still have reacted this way to the poker chip now? Right when the perfect time to present it came up? But, also the other point I was making last time, but we're in the same video. With the, we're on the kick of, fathers who are ultimately obsessed with the past to a debilitating degree. Difference here being, in the end, Cassie didn't really have a reason to hate her father. She didn't approve, she knew that he was destroying himself. Which was the difference between her and Apollo in those cases. Apollo had a reason to hate Ares, and that immediately put up the wall that kept him from seeing just what Ares was doing to himself all of this time. Okay, enough ranting. No more river discussion. Nor is any more time needed to decide the case against the defendant. This court accepts that what the witness said is the truth. Well then, the crimes of stalking and murdering Misty Wolf, this court finds the defendant, Ben Bloom. What? Did he get back? Did we let him back? Whoa? Who was that? Oh, hi, Ben. Hey, Cass. Looks like I caught you just in the nick of time. Ben! Oh boy. There is more to this. The defendant. What are you doing here, Ben? Aren't you supposed to be with the bailiffs? Yeah, I ended up having to make a run for it. What? And here I am, and none too soon, huh? Oh boy, Ben. You were just gonna let him say all that mean stuff about me, were you? Ben, you really shouldn't be here. Oh, come on. I had to come and help out. We're a team, remember? Besides, it looks to me like you were in a pretty tight spot. I was about to get a guilty verdict. But as a wise cousin of mine once said, you're lucky I'm on your side. You've got something in your pocket, don't you? Something you forgot to show everybody? Oh boy, Ben, I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, you don't have to play dumb, Cass. You showed it to me during the recess, remember? What exactly is this man referring to? Oh boy. I'm interested to know as well, Miss Bloom. Ben, you lied to me, didn't you? You dropped that poker chip. Of course not. Why would I lie about that? After all, I just had to go with my gut. Tell the truth, and everything will be fine. Although it kind of feels like you need that advice more than I do right about now. Damn it, Ben. You're not gonna back off on this, are you? Aw, Cass, you're my lawyer, right? Didn't you make me a promise or something? Go ahead and show him your evidence. Represent me with it well in the eyes of the court. You have evidence then, defense. Please, present it immediately. Oh, okay. You want it so bad? Here it fucking is, Ben. Take your fucking poker chip and shove it up your fucking ass. Evidence you've been holding on to. It's a poker chip. Yep, that's right. Remember how I said I didn't recognize it, Cass? Yeah, I remember that. Well, that's not totally true. That poker chip is a custom-made type from the Lucky Star Casino. I'm certain you can't get one like that anywhere else. Let me see that. Attorney, this poker chip, it's stained with blood. You mean that red smudge? This isn't good. Ben knows exactly what he's doing here. No, I'm his lawyer, but if I just let him get out of this scot-free, then there's blood on that chip. Well, only one person's been killed in that casino recently, right? So you believe this blood belongs to the victim, Miss Wolf? Well, who else would it belong to? Bailiffs! I ask that you take this chip to forensics for further testing. It could be a vitally important clue. I don't appreciate you keeping it from us, attorney. Vitally important clue for Ben, maybe, but I'm not buying it. This is legitimately interesting how this case has been turned on its head. We're now working against Ben. Von Karma is buying into this. This is an interesting turn of events. I should mention that those poker chips are only ever handled by the casino's dealers. As a waiter, I haven't touched a single one of them. So you couldn't have been the one who got the blood on this particular chip? Assuming that the defendant is telling the truth, of course. He's already got the judge thinking how he wants to. Our cousin is a manipulative little prick. Looks like everything that Roletta was saying is true. I have to put some kind of stop to this. Ben, what the hell are you doing? Your personality hasn't changed, but you seem so different. We haven't talked in a while, but you're still my cousin. Thought I knew you. What Miss Gamble said, I felt some truth in it, but could all of it be true? Damn it, I put my trust in you. Ben Bloom. Who are you? I guess we'll find out. Mr. Von Karma, how long have we been waiting? We need those test results. Without them, there is no hope of learning the truth of this case. We've even got Von Karma caring about the truth. We are lucky the forensics department can move even this quickly. He's right, you know. I'd wait days for test results like these. Since I know justice will be served. I wish that were true. Ben, this thing you're trying to pull here, it's not gonna work. I have no idea what you're talking about, dear cousin. Hey everybody, the test results on this poker chip just came back. Hey buddy! Act of faith. Do you have the test results? I feel as though we just went through all this a short time ago. Yeah, I've got the results. Francis ran the bit of blood on the chip, and it's the victim's. We already guessed that, idiot. Tell us if there were any fingerprints. Well, there were fingerprints, too. Exactly 1 set. Belonging to Miss Roletta Gamble. Witness? No. So you see, I assume the witness has been giving you lies. Well, every chip updated in the court record. Miss Gamble testified that she never went near the body. This evidence proves that statement is a lie, yes. Ben, you can't do this. I won't let you just walk out of here while she goes to jail. You won't let me. Cass, you're my lawyer. Shouldn't you be celebrating? Besides, I just turned the entire situation around all by myself. I don't really think I need you. Whoa. So what does all this mean? Coupled with the lies in Ms. Gamble's testimony and what the defense has already proven. Unfortunately, I believe a compelling case has been made for the witness's guilt. Don't do this, Von Karma. My client, we're not in agreement here. Just let this evidence stand, then... I'm not sure I'm understanding what's going on here. Yes, it's quite surprising. Now, when exactly did I say I was going to let this evidence stand? Ooh! I have not lost a case in 39 years. What makes you think I'm going to start now? Ah, the boy. Wait a second, are we rooting for Manfred von Karma here? I think we're actually rooting for Manfred von Karma here. No matter what, one single piece of evidence will never be decisive enough to win a case. So you must testify, defendant. Summarize your case against Ms. Gamble for the court. As though your life depends on it. I can't defend Ben anymore. I just can't. Which means... Prosecutor Von Karma and I are on the same side. So I'm going to have to trust that he knows what he's doing. It's as Master Von Karma says. Won't be comfortable indicting Ms. Gamble without a testimony that lays out a solid case for why we should do so. Understood, Your Honor. I can do that. Boy! That slide, though. Case against Roletta. What's our time? Here, we got 10 minutes. First things first. She knew Misty, so there's a possibility of motive. Second, I heard she lied about me. What's up with that? Next up, the poker chip. There's blood on it, which means she must have been by the body. Before I was there, because I didn't see any poker chips. Definitely just as possible that she's the killer as it is that I am, I think. That is ominous music. Thank you, defendant. Your insights are duly noted. I think this all calls for an adjournment for further investigation, no?
Objection!
No, Your Honor. That's not happening. It's not? And what do you propose we do? The testimony that my cousin just gave. Important change. I want to cross-examine it. Cross-examine? I'm glad to see you understand, Miss Bloom. Oh! They used my name! But you can't cross-examine this. This testimony only supports your case. Yeah. Weird, isn't it? I think my lawyer's getting a mind of her own, Your Honor. Is it too late to fire you, Cass? Oh, that smile. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This testimony supports my case in a way I can't accept. You're the one who gave it, Ben. If you really think it holds up, you'll let me examine it. It is the attorney's right to look further into this matter. You should know that better than anyone, Judge. It seems to me that you both have doubts about the way this trial is going. As such, I shall allow you to cross-examine the witness. What? But be warned, this will be today's final cross-examination. If you cannot prove this testimony right or wrong, I have no choice but to end this trial. I understand, Your Honor. You know what to do, Miss Bloom. Now, you only have to do it. Von Karma's the one who got Ben to testify. Why did he do that? Maybe if we get Ben talking about the case, he'll slip up and say something he shouldn't know. I didn't think you had it in you, cousin. Turning on me like this. Well, guess what? I'm ready for you, so come and get me. Oh, fuck. Begin the final cross-examination. Oh, boy. I remember saying at the beginning of this video that it's a possibility that Roletta, being the quick fingers that she is, planted the chip on Ben. Now I'm regretting those words. Roletta was in the right. Well, I wouldn't even say she's in the right, but she appears to have given true testimony with regards to Ben's true nature. We didn't really know him. Maybe he only asked for us to defend him because we're family, and he thinks that he can control us. Obviously, he's not the jolly, happy-go-lucky guy he came across as at the beginning. God. And here I was thinking of that. God, did I even say that this was gonna be... At least it's gonna be normal case and not have a dark twist where Ben's actually guilty. Well, what the fuck do you know? It looks like looking more and more like Ben's actually guilty. We got that story twist after all. But then again, it doesn't feel like a dark, depressing twist of our world's collapsing and we just need to... We're in pain and we need to recover. This is different than I expected. This is more hopeful than I expected. This has made us root for Ranford on frickin' Karma. Holy shit. I like it.